Hey guys, welcome back to Offbeat LP. This is Hillary, and we're playing Gabriel Knight since the Fathers.
Hey, kids.
Bruno.
Excuse you.
How nice.
Gee, a customer.
Of yours? Hardly.
How's the flower business?
Well, better than the used book business, I see.
Rude.
Rare books.
The used book business is not doing that great.
That explains why I so rarely see anyone in here. Are you going to sell me that wonderful painting of yours today?
I think we do have to sell it to him eventually, but I don't know if it matters when.
How much would you give me for it, Bruno?
Gabriel, don't you dare sell your father's painting.
Well, I guess I don't need the money that badly.
From the looks of this shop, I'm sure you will, my boy. And soon.
He's actually not wrong. Go to shorts. Bright yellow shorts. I mean, it is the 90s. Okay, so I might have, don't walk through because it takes forever to figure out if you don't remember.
The top shelf contains a set of German books that once belonged to Gabriel's grandfather. The top... Gabriel selects a volume of German poetry that he always found strangely compelling.
Drei Drachen. Drei Drachen kriechen in meinen Schlaf. Die Ziele wollen sie lebendig zum Fraß. Feurigen Atems, gespaltener Zunge, genießen sie jedes Mal.
That's nice. Kinda creepy, though. Who's the author?
Heinz Ritter. I'm not sure what it says, but I get the feeling the guy was one sick puppy.
You're not wrong.
Gabriel pulls down a book on snakes.
Snakes are legless reptiles. Some snakes kill their prey with poison, some by constriction. A snake smells by tasting the air with its forked tongue. The smells are passed back to a sense organ in the mouth. Constrictor snakes, however, sense their prey by vibration.
Did you know that medieval legends about dragons and giant worms are actually based on snakes? You know, dragons, devils, sea monsters, well, they've always been associated with snakes.
Grace, get a life.
Actually kind of a cool observation by Grace.
Gabriel leafs through a German-English dictionary.
Let's see, Mittag means midday, noon.
Mittag. His pronunciation isn't horrible,
It's
but
certainly light enough, but rather you
I took like high school German, so
wishful thinking.
take my observation with a grain of salt in that case.
Gabriel looks at the cash register, checking for cobwebs.
What does this do again? Is it just pushing?
Gabriel would love to move his cash register to Nordstrom's.
No, wait, I have to use the open. This is not just for doors, right? Oh my god, it's so specialized. Ooh.
Gabriel opens the cash register to examine the take. Or, in the case of St. George Books, the mistake.
Oh. Okay, so we want this, I think.
It's a gift certificate left over from yet another dismal failure of a promotion.
And we need this.
I trust you can live without this old gift certificate.
Knock yourself out.
Sorry, I got some hiccups.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Do you have messages for me?
Your grandmother called.
I keep meaning to get over there. What did she say? Did she sound good?
She sounded great, and we had a nice little chat about you.
Grace.
Don't worry. I didn't go into detail about your cardinal sins. Not that anything about you could surprise her. She adores you anyway.
She's my girl.
But she said to remind you to stop by and go through your father's things.
Okay.
There you go.
Do you have more messages for me?
Here's a strange one. You got a call from someone named Wolfgang Ritter? He said he was calling
That's
from
interesting.
Germany. He told me it was urgent, maybe you should give him a call.
Call Germany, like hell. If it's really important, he'll call back.
Well, fine. Let's just hope he's not with the German lottery for pitiful American authors.
Do you have more messages for me?
Your friend Detective Mosley called.
Right.
Talkative, isn't he?
Especially with you. What do you want?
He left an interesting message. He told me to tell you that his mother's maiden name is Humphrey. Oh, that's Humprey.
Fascinating.
And that he left some photos for you at the station. At the front desk.
It's about time.
Gabriel, those photos wouldn't have anything to do with the voodoo murders, would they?
Now, why would you say something like that?
Because I know you. You're getting privileged information, aren't you? Did you tell him you'd put him in your new voodoo book?
A writer has certain obligation to his readers, you know.
Gabriel, you know you'll never put him in your book. Your main character is a female orthodontist. You're gonna be reincarnated as a pit bull if you keep screwing with your karma.
As long as it's a male pit bull with a really big...
That's enough. Thanks. Anyway, that's all the messages. Thank God.
Ugh, I love Grace. Okay. Oh, I wonder what she'll say to this.
Do you know what caprice encore means?
No. Sounds French, though.
Yep. Okay. Let's go to Grandma's. See what Grandma's up to.
I'll be back later.
Uh-huh.
Grandma. So I guess the smaller map is just the French border.
Gabriel, I'm so glad you stopped by.
As piggish as Gabriel is,
Sorry it's been a while, Grandma.
you can kind of forgive it for his reasons, because his relationship
Not
with
at
his
all.
grandmother is so
Give us a
sweet.
kiss.
Those are so freaking much.
Now come and sit down. Tell me how you're doing.
No, there we go.
Can we talk, Gran?
Of course, my boy. How can I help?
I like to ask everyone everything. I know this might not be like... Some people might not like this, but... I might cut some of the boring stuff out, but I like to see what the reactions are.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Voodoo? What an odd question, Gabriel. Of course, you always were interested in monster movies and all that other weird stuff. You get that from your father and granddad. I don't know anything about it, dear. Of course, it was very big in New Orleans at one time, but you don't hear about it so much these days. Too much else in the world to worry about, I guess.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Oh, Gabriel, nothing. And I don't want to. I sometimes wonder what this world is coming to.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
New Orleans is very southern. Of course, though, not as much as it used to be when I was a girl. It's gotten much more influenced by the East Coast and that California stuff.
Huh.
Still, it hasn't changed as much as other places, I reckon. We've always been happy here.
Do you have any idea what caprice encore means?
Something without something, I think. My French is so rusty. I swear my mind is going.
It's okay, thanks.
This grandma's so pretty.
Tell me about yourself.
Me? Oh, surely you have something more interesting to talk about.
Oh, come on, Gran.
All right, dear. What do you want to hear?
What do you do all day?
You know how I love to knit and work in my garden? I also take long walks. It's the only way to keep an old body like mine from stiffening up.
You're not old.
Oh, don't be foolish. I'm older than the hills.
Tell me about before you met Granddaddy.
Well, you know I was born Rebecca Wright. My daddy owned a lot of land outside of town. We grew peas, corn, cotton, all kinds of things. It was a good childhood, but my father was very strict. He didn't much let me out of his sight.
All the family stuff, all of Gabriel's family stuff is like really rich, and I really like that. There's a lot to learn about his family.
Tell me how you met Granddaddy.
I met Harrison at a church revival. There was a traveling preacher back then, a big fella named Reverend Jim. I even remember his slogan, "Come to me to find your way." Your granddad was sitting right behind me and my girlfriend Alma, and at one point, old Reverend Jim was flinging his hair around with his fire and brimstone annex, and a piece of it, one of those small add-on do's for men, went flying off. I swear, Harrison and I were the only ones that noticed. We both started laughing to beat the band. Everyone looked at us like we were a couple of loonies. It was then I knew that he was for me.
How you feeling these days?
Fit as a fiddle, and don't you worry your head about it.
Just tell me anything at all.
I had your father when I was 22. The doctors told me I couldn't have any more after him, so I'm afraid I spoiled him rotten.
Uh-oh.
Oh, nothing, never mind.
All right, dear.
Tell me about our family.
Who would you like to hear about? Your granddad, your father, or your mother?
Tell me something about Granddad.
Your granddad immigrated to America when he was 21. He worked his way through school, met and married me, and we had your father, Philip.
Tell me about my father.
Your father was my only child. How we adored him. Philip suffered from terrible nightmares, just like your granddad did. They were 2 peas in a pod.
Tell me about my mother.
Your mother was Margaret Templeton when your father met her. She came from a very wealthy Creole family in New Orleans. She was beautiful and reckless. She was madly in love with your father, of course, but I also think she liked defying her family. Since you're so interested in family history these days,
Yes.
why don't you go by St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 and visit the family tomb? It would be a sweet gesture.
Maybe I will.
It's sad that so many members of Gabriel's family are dead. I mean, he is, like I said, he's kind of a pig, but there are a lot of reasons to be sympathetic to him, too.
You know, you get prettier every time I see you.
Oh, you.
Okay, so we want to go upstairs? Yeah?
I'm going to go up to the attic, Gran.
Be careful of the dust.
An elaborate mechanical clock, probably of German origin, is among the discarded treasures of the attic. It does.
Oops.
The old trunk looked like it's gone to
Oh.
an elaborate. It doesn't seem to be running at the moment.
Okay.
A skylight lets welcome sunlight into the attic. The old velvet curtains hung in the parlor before Gran lightened up the place. The brass bed frame is from God knows where. That box of knickknacks has been up there for at least 5 years. There's a sketchbook on the chair that Gabriel vaguely remembers as his father's.
I feel like we need that.
I think I'll take Daddy's sketchbook with me.
Right, we have that. Oh, okay. Well, that's terrifying.
Images haunt the pages of Philip Knight's sketchbook, the way they must have haunted his mind. The images touch a deep chord in Gabriel. So familiar are they that he finds it hard to believe they aren't from his own subconscious.
Wow. We got a jaguar here. Bunch of snakes. This is significant. I won't say what it is. Got a lion. Got all sorts of crazy shit. Whew. Yeah, he and his male relatives all have like nightmares.
Grandma's
Weird
attic
shit.
is a storehouse of forgotten treasures and useless junk.
What's that?
It's an old metal tub full of dust and cobwebs.
If you hear some sounds, it's my cat. He's having a drink.
It's a lady's hat from the 1920s.
From Gran's Virginia Woolf period.
That box of
Like, is there anything in there?
There's nothing I want in there.
Alright.
the hands do not appear to have any mechanical function other than to move.
Alright.
Gabriel can't operate the clock.
Let's see if we can do this. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. This is what's supposed to...
Granddaddy, you old fox.
Alrighty. Okay, I think that's everything. Yeah,
The
photograph.
back of the photo has the following written on it. Schloss Ritter, 1925.
Okay. 3 men.
The old photographs show Gabriel's grandfather with 2 other men that Gabriel has not identified. The letter is written in German, but Gabriel determines what he can about it. It was sent from a place called Schloss Ritter in Rittersberg, West Germany. The letter is addressed to mein Sohn Heinz and signed Wilhelm Ritter. One of the recurring words strewn throughout the letter is the word Schattenjäger. The only thing that Gabriel can decipher about the letter is a sense of urgency in the handwriting and in the heavy use of quill-tip bold strokes and underlining.
So mein Sohn Heinz would be my son Heinz, I think. In German. So now we can go ask our grandma about that.
That's it. Take a load off, hon.
Can we talk, Gran?
Of course, my boy. How can I help?
Okay, so you want a couple things to ask about. Schottenjäger.
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
Schottenjäger? Schottenjäger? How odd, Gabriel. I haven't heard that word in years. My goodness, you've given me a chill. Your granddad used to say that sometimes in his sleep.
Really? Do you know what it means?
No, I'm afraid not. I asked him about it once. I don't think he answered me. Odd.
Thanks, Gran.
Ask about Heinz Ritter.
Do you know anyone named Heinz Ritter?
Heinz Ritter. Oh, Gabriel, where did you hear that name?
I found a letter in Granddaddy's clock.
I promised I'd never tell you or your father. But I suppose it doesn't matter now.
Tell me, Gran.
Your granddad's name was Heinz Ritter before he came to America. He changed it to Harrison Knight legally when he arrived.
That's interesting. Okay, so that's all we got. I've done all the other stuff. So now let's go. Bye, Grandma.
Well, Gran, I better get going.
All right, dear.
She's so classy. Okay, so let's go back to the French Quarter. I want to go to the police station.
It's an antique umbrella stand.
I don't know why that was interesting to me, but... Did I do question or exclamation? So I don't know if it matters.
Got a second, officer?
What can I do you for?
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Me? Nothing. I'm a Catholic boy.
Oh man, who's this voice actor? He sounds really familiar.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
I'm not allowed to give out information on police cases.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
I'll tell you, I'm glad as hell it's not Mardi Gras. If it weren't for that 1 month a year, being a cop in New Orleans would be a real pleasure.
Yeah, I bet.
As it is, I'd rather stick behind this desk.
Do you know what Caprice encore means?
Can't say that I do.
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
Can't say that I have, but it sounds dirty.
Tell me about yourself.
Who, me? I'm the Desk Sergeant Frick, why?
Frick?
That's right. You got a problem with that?
Not at all. I'm here to see Detective Mosley.
He's out at a crime scene. Sorry.
Tell me about the crime. You won't tell me about the crime.
Where is
scene.
the crime scene? Is it related to the voodoo murders?
Crime scene information is police confidential. We don't need any more looky-loos than are probably already there.
About Detective Mosley.
I told you, he's not here.
Wow.
I was supposed to pick up some photos from Detective Mosley at the front desk.
Is that right? And who are you?
My name is Knight. Gabriel Knight.
Yeah. I got something for you, all right? Soon as you're done talking, I'll give it to you.
Wow. Just, that's a way to phrase
Here's
things.
that envelope for you, Gabriel Knight.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Gabriel opens the manila envelope and finds 2 photographs.
That's disgusting.
One of the photos from Moseley is an official Voodoo Murders crime scene shot. A graphic close-up of a victim. One of the...
Yep. Nope, that's not what I want to do. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Oh,
The
jeez.
photograph of Moseley was apparently taken upon his graduation from the police academy. He had hair then.
Great. So we need the help of our friend Mr. Mime.
You white-faced geek! You want to eat my fist?
Nice and slow. Don't follow the boy. Nope.
Hey, stop picking on me! I'll tell my dad!
Where is... Okay. What we need to do is we need to use the mime to get... It's basically to piss off a police officer. Ugh! It's difficult. I think I'll do this in my next... Oh, yeah, he's all the way down there. So, maybe it's easier to go down and then right.
Anyone seen Jill?
Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna do this... There's a little boy again in my next video. But thank you guys for watching Offbeat LP, and I'll see you next time. Bye!